Hello, good morning. All right, it's Monday, people. Welcome to Random Thought with Maxine. It's a Monday, I know. How was the weekend? Mine was packed, Charlie. I am virtually like tired and refreshed. I'm in the middle, intermediate, on and off. So I had my whole weekend packed, but I am here. We thank God for life. You know, life is a precious gift from God, and once we are here, we are supposed to live, enjoy life, make it memorable, enrich ourselves with all the things God has given us. So please, if you are not enjoying life, enjoy and live it a day at a time. Try and live it, because you see, God has given us all that we need to make our stay here on earth memorable. I don't know if you are living a memorable life. For me, I am. I intend to. It's a choice. I have no other option than to enjoy, because the one who has brought me here has equipped me with everything I need to make this life a memorable one. So try as much as possible to live a memorable one. Enjoy it, because it's a gift from God. It's Random Thought with Maxine. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back like I never left. So over the weekend, you know how it is like with this whole marital abuse thing. And I was thinking to myself, see, I honestly am passionate about things to do with women, and especially when women are not treated well. Not just women, human beings. So before there's a woman, there's a human being, there's a man, there's a woman, there are children and everybody. So first of all, let me put this across. I am always passionate about how we treat each other as human beings first. Then when we break it down into gender, whether male or female, I'm also excited about it. And so I've been hearing a lot of women dying out of abusive relationship and all that. And I read the comment, and it virtually breaks you. That's the whole truth. But today, that's not my focus, but I just want to put this across. See, my sisters, please, I won't even talk about marital abuse. Let me talk about relationships. Just this one day. Please, if you're in a relationship and you are already seeing signs, you have been beaten once, twice, you have chopped some slaps, madam, please, now is the time to run. It's time to run. Oh. And Nigerian man say, run for your life. Because see, it's no longer becoming funny, because then when you go back into all these issues about people being abused in their marriages, it started off from the relationship. And I can understand the excuses. See, you can give yourself tons and tons of excuses. And we have been dating for we met when we were children, childhood sweetheart. You will die. You will die, and they will bury you. And somebody else will come and take over what you were so much protecting. Please, your life is precious. So please, I am sending this across. You're a lady, you know somebody who is in a relationship which is probably heading towards marriage. It is not heading towards marriage. It is heading towards Audome. It is heading towards Osu Cemetery. It is heading towards the grave. Please try as much. If you can, just pray about it and ask God. But see, in the midst of all these things, God has equipped us with common sense. And that's the part that most often than when some women are in love, they fail to apply. A lot of people do more of the heart than do the head. Do more head, less heart. That is my equation. Oh. More head, less heart. So that when the heart is failing you, the head may make you reason that Charlie, baby, I'll connect. On that note, let's go back to today's topic, which is the healthier option. Or what did I say? Yeah. So you know how it is like when you have siblings. So I'm a twin. So after the twin is somebody who comes after me. That's the terrier in our local dialect. That's if you are from the Akan speaking area. So I have a terrier who is the last born of the twins. And my terrier, who is her last born, is a preschool teacher. Okay, so that's what she does. She teaches in Kolade, and almost every time she comes back and tells us what's happened in school. So interestingly, even though I don't know what goes on like into details, I have a fair idea of all the students in her class. And then Friday was one of her usual recounting of what happened at school, and she was just telling me that of late the children are refusing to eat. And because she's a kindergarten teacher, at that stage you're supposed to feed yourself. But you see how it is like when you're feeding children. I think they enjoy it the most because there's no effort coming from their end. And sometimes it is annoying that the person can feed him or herself and then they want you to feed them. But as parents will say, okay, if you leave them to eat, they will spend all their lives eating that one ladle of what, rice. So to speed up the process, can we feed them? And she was telling me that ordinarily in her class, you're not supposed to be feeding children. They're supposed to, at this stage, eat by themselves. But guess what? The children have become lazy. And they don't want to apply effort to the spoon. So they want teacher to feed them. So there are times she's forced to feed. There are times she would have to, you know how it says, talk them and give them some vibes as to why they should eat. And there are times you get tired and you just ignore. But you see, when you ignore that child, you have a lot of hours to spend after lunchtime. So obviously they'll become hungry again. And there's nothing to be fed. So you must make sure you feed them. Feeding for her is not a lot of work, but it becomes a lot of work when all children want you to feed them. Why am I saying this? I think through her scenario of having to deal with feeding young people when ordinarily they're not supposed to be fed, because at this age, eat yourself is the rule. Feed yourself. And you know how it is like there are children too who do not want to be fed. No matter what you do to them, they'll tell you, I'll eat myself. Whether it takes the next 24 hours to finish that bowl of rice, they will take all the time there is in this world to do that. And I just thought through it and I was like, okay, how many times haven't we yearned to be fed, even as adults, through the hustle and bustle of life? So if you are confronted with an issue and it's a problem and somebody offers to solve your problem for you, and then you are confronted with another option of somebody who says, let me do this for you. The first option is that person offers to solve your problem. And the second option is that the person offers to teach you how to solve your problem. Which of these options will you go by? Your answer determines the kind of person you are. Your answer determines. So you have a problem. Kofi says, Maxine, let me do this for you. And then the next problem comes and Amma says, let me teach you how to solve this one. So we all in this life have encountered one issue or the other. And you see, there are times that we all go with the second option. No, with the first option, which is let me solve your problem for you. The offer to solve your problem. Hardly would you ever get somebody when they are in a problem or in their fix and they're like, let me solve for you, and say, no, I'll solve it myself. There are just some few people who are just adamant when it comes to the option of let me help you solve your problem. But we are all like that. And I think that the part of let me help you, the offer to solve your problem, comes with little or no effort because you are relaxed and the person is taking care of your problems. I sit in my mother's shop and people come to buy recharge cards. And the next thing they will tell you is that because of my eyes, can you please load the credit for me? And sometimes I look at the excuse they attach to me helping them recharge the card for. And I'm thinking, see, you are not blind. But just because you want me to recharge for you, you come under the guise of because of my eyes, I cannot recharge. So they'll ask for the first option is, do you do credit transfer? When you say no, They're like, okay, do you have recharge cards? I say yes. They're like, madam, patrobet me abibi kakrameni hame inti boguso. I have been doing this countless number of times for people. I don't have a problem with recharging cards for the people who come to buy in my mother's shop. So there's an old lady who comes, ask for that one. I know that, okay, grandma has issues and she cannot recharge. Somebody is listening like, oh, probably the elderly too have issues. They don't know how to recharge. They are not literate, so they can't key in the numbers and all that. Granted. But there was this lady who came around the other time, and I think it came with a lot of difficulty asking me to recharge. So after I have recharged, I just asked her a simple question. Do you want me to teach you how to recharge? And she was like, yes. And I was like, okay. So you see all the numbers behind this thing. Just as you see it, punch them. So you see *132, just punch them like that. And she was more than glad. And guess what? I was like, okay, probably she just want to satisfy my demand of teaching her. And I said, can you do it again? Do it all by yourself, and let me see whether you got my tutorials. And there she did it. See, we all constantly want the easy way out, especially when we are faced with one issue or the other. We want to be spoon-fed, just like the children in my sister's class. It is easy. It is enjoyable. People ask why you don't drive, and I tell them, I enjoy being chauffeur driven. And sometimes it gets into my head because I am in the front seat and my sister is driving. And people constantly ask, when will you drive? And I'm just comfortable. I'm like, as for driving, it's too much work. Can I just enjoy being driven? But you see, can we fast forward? When she's not around, when there's an emergency, when something has to be done, and I need to move those cars or to move that car, how easy will that come for me? This morning we are talking the option of being spoon-fed, which is an option that we all love. Don't we love to be sorted out? And you know how ladies are. They will just give you one sweet word, like, aren't you a darling? Then you are sorted out. Oh, it's not a power. We give all the guys all the accolades because, see, the thing that you could have done in 2 hours, somebody comes to sort you out. And guess what? It is that enjoyable. It is comfortable. I come to the studio and I ask Dominic, why will you teach me how to fix this thing? And sometimes we laugh about it because I am thinking, what if someday I can't, nobody is around? Do I even know where to press? Do I even know what to know? But you see, it's nice when you come in, the thing is already set. And all you do is to put on your headset and just test your mic and go like, are we live? And that is what life presents us. But I'm thinking, even as Christians, we want to be spoon-fed. And that's the saddest part of our journey as Christians nowadays. People do not even want to hear from God. People do not even want to have quality time getting to know their maker. People want to be told what it is that's going to happen to them. People do not even want to take time and hear from God. And they are all dwelling on brother this and brother that and brother that and prophet this and prophet that. When you see God has given you all the things you need to survive, are we always going with the option that tells us that I will do this for you, than rather go with the option that says that, can I teach you to solve this problem? On a daily basis, see, we are confronted with one issue or the other, and choosing the option of somebody sorting you out and offering to solve your problem is something that we would all pick on a daily basis. But is it always healthy? That's the question I ask. Somebody say, me I'm blessed, so before I say they have done it for me. And this is how you count your blessings, right? There's somebody who also say that that's the grace I carry. I don't even talk and people do stuff for me. And so for me, so it's my giftings. I don't talk and people do stuff for me. The option of not solving your own problem and somebody offering to solve it is easier. As I said, it requires minimum effort, sometimes zero effort at all. just like I came here. Imagine if I was supposed to set this thing up. I might probably have used like 10 or 15 minutes doing this. But you see, once I come and say, when you are ready, tell me. It is less than like 2 minutes. All I have to say is I'm ready, and on we go. But if I am to do this, I probably would have to come here early, test all the things, and know that, Charlie, we are good to go. Is the option of solving your own problem advantageous? Yes, it is. Have you ever depended on somebody so badly that they rub it in your face? You know how it is like that. This thing, Charlie, you know, go feed too. This is the guy for the job, and he's been doing it and sorting you out for God knows how many years now. And there are times you are calling them and they are just giving you litany of reasons why they are on their way and they are not coming, and you wish like, how I wish I could do this thing. There are people who have been forced to learn how to do certain things just because some people were just rubbing it in their face. So my sister was angered, if that's the right word to use, because there was a guy who was taking us to church, and when a Sunday we go and call him, he'll be giving you reasons. But Charlie, we already had a schedule that Sunday at this time, come pick us up to church, and it felt like he was doing us a favor. Till one day somebody said, no way, I get to learn how to drive. And so it ended the whole attitude and the whole desire to learn how did not come easy for her. So there's a cost to be paid for the option of wanting to do things yourself. There's a cost to be paid, and most often than not, we are not willing to pay that cost. They let somebody do it for me. So some years back, I decided to take up an MA project work. I had not done anything individually as Maxine for a project work. And so I was like, can I do this on my own? Collecting data, questionnaires, whatever it is that has to do with research. I sit here and I talk about it because it was a challenge. And then I had the option, somebody said, just get some 2,000 Ghana. Get some of these guys to do this work for you. Charlie, Accra is stressful to be doing all these things, going around, going on the field, collecting data, transcribing questionnaires. Don't do this to yourself. Just get somebody to do the job. Interestingly, during that period, I was that broke that the 2,000 Stefano gets. But you see, I was asking myself, if I had that money, will I have gone through the whole hassle of moving from one place to the other just because I was sharing questionnaires? Wouldn't it have been rather easy just telling that guy that this is my topic, this is the method I'm using, can you do something for me and let's get it done? See, this thing I'm saying today, some years back, it wasn't a joke. I was far behind time. There was a deadline. I had even gone past the deadline. And I was like, God, I wanted to do this all by myself. Not because I am broke, but just because I wanted an experience. There were moments that I was broken because I wasn't seeing top. And that is what it comes with. When you decide to learn, or you decide to let down your ego for somebody to teach you, there are times that they even rub it in your face. Now when I'm to me, you too, this thing that everybody can do. Hey, long time, you are still on chapter 1. You should have moved past this chapter. The comments they even give you is enough to break you to say, I'm tired, you just do it and let me pay you. And this is how the world has become. We have lost sight of the fact that we have been equipped to do all the things that comes to us. So for me, I say this, I have a lot of priest friends. Till I am at my wit end, I'm not calling father. And that's till I have gone through, I have exhausted all the options I think is available. Then I would want to talk to somebody, because I can't just have headache and say, Father, my head, or school, Father, my school, or this, Father, my boyfriend. I should be able to use the options available, try them, see whether I can solve them myself. And then when I do not find what I want, I seek for help. Are we always going with the option that is easy and that is like, can we just relax and get this thing sorted? Are we, even as Christians in today's time and today's era, being spoon-fed? When you give 3 Bible quotations and say, go and reference the rest, or read when you get to, you're in trouble. That Christian sister wants you to put that thing and talk about it, because what is in James chapter 1 verse 3 is not something that he or she is willing to go and open when he gets home or she gets home. The second option of having someone offer to teach us comes with willingness. It comes with willingness. Are you willing to be taught? Are you willing to brown wasi and get somebody teach you one after the other? It comes with commitment. So I want to learn how to do this. Am I willing to come at the set time that I have been given to come and learn how to fix this whole thing around the studio? Then it comes with effort. See, how would you feel like if Dominic decides to teach me all these things and constantly I'm still asking, is this the one for the microphone? Or is it the one for the headset? Is it the one for the radio? How would you feel? So there has to be some effort on my part that, Charlie, the man is investing time. Oh, can I grab it? Can I make him proud? And can I make myself proud? There's a world of difference between somebody solving your problem and somebody offering to teach you how to solve the problem. We have gotten comfortable and we think that the only option available when we are in a fix is to get someone to sort us out. Your choice of whether you want somebody to sort you out or somebody to teach you how to solve your problem is a clear indication of the attitude you have. Are you that person who is willing to learn? Are you teachable? Are you committed? Are you ready to invest effort into what you are being taught? Which is a healthy choice is the question I'm putting across this morning. The choice to be taught or the choice to help someone, to get someone solve your problem. Instead of accepting somebody teach you or somebody solve your problem, why would we not rather change our attitude towards how we solve our problems? Don't you think we have just been over reliant on how people sort us out, that we are not even willing to find within ourselves the things that we can do as individuals to make every situation that comes our way something that we can solve? It's time to reframe our perspective at the things that comes to our table and the role we have in solving them. Guess what? Once you are overly dependent on that person who is trying to sort you out, you become like their puppet. When the person says, I'll meet you at 10:30, and the person does not show up at 10:30, you have no other choice than to wait. They pull the strings as and when they want. The person can schedule a meeting with you and decide that meeting cancelled. At the end of the day, a chima will say, "Una dey here." You don't have a choice. So the whole idea of being overly reliant on people and not even wanting to work with the option of trying to teach ourselves something is an invitation for people to pull our strings, just like puppets are being pulled on the stage. I don't know what part of your life that you think that you have been spoon-fed. Are you comfortable? Do you really want to push yourself a little bit? Do you want to relax and refrain from your tendency to always see? Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. There's absolutely nothing wrong with seeking help. There's nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying that I'm in a fix. Can you sort me out? Nothing wrong with it. But there's absolutely something wrong with it where you do not make effort and you always want to be spoon-fed. I always heard this from our teachers. I'm like, what kind of English is this? Your teacher was asked for this term. I'm not spoon feeding you. Find out this yourself. Go and research on this. And as students, we will murmur and do all the insulting in our head that if you had put this on, when it is math time and teacher puts all the equations and gives you you still want to solve and get what the final answer is. At least they have given you 3 steps. You dear, you wish that the final answer is even on the board. And that is what is happening to us. People have failed to take responsibility for their own problems, and they are just resorting to help that is available within themselves. Just like those children who can eat in that class because of laziness and because they do not want to even apply effort to the spoon, would rather prefer that they will be spoon fed. Can you identify areas in your life that that as for this one, you have been overly spoon fed, and it's time to say, I want to feed myself? Is it your Christian life? Is it your marital life? Is it your academic life? Is it even your workplace life? Is it what even happens even in your immediate environment? Why must it be Kweku Mensah who always solves that problem? When I can even add a little bit of options and help to get this thing sorted at the time that we need. When somebody offers to solve your problem, know that too is an instant recipe for disaster. Beware of people who are always quick to solve problems for you and are not willing to say that, can I walk you through the process? Can we do it like this? Dear mami, A and B, and see if you can do C and D. Then you know that this is somebody who is leaving you with a treasure, to know that even when they are not around, you can always sort that thing out. We'll be right back. So welcome back, people. It's Monday, and today my thought is on: are you being spoon-fed? Do you enjoy it? Are you like, me I'm blessed when I relax and say things, a snap of my fingers, Charlie, and things will just come to me like that? Hey, who wants to suffer in this world? Me, I'm there. You are bringing options, and I say, teach me, solve the thing for me, and let us go. That kind of thing. And when we're in school, group work thing, there's that one boy who do all the work. And we are all happy, and we are giving him fans. But you see, we didn't know that the guy was acquiring knowledge. And we were rather thinking that, he has time and he's the good one. But at the end of the day, the person has a skill that you do not have. On any day, if the two of you are put in the same space and you are asked to do the same thing, that guy has an advantage over you. When we thought that we were doing him, rather, you are doing ourselves. And that is the difficulty attached to knowing that somebody always would have to solve your problem. That is it. Is it an obligation? But Maxine, what are you talking about? Life is simple. So if somebody wants to solve your problem, Charlie, Otelo, let's go. But you see, at the end of the day, those issues may come back in another form. They will come back without that person being around. They will come back in a way that you thought that, so this thing wasn't as difficult as I perceived. I should have been able to sort this thing out. See, not allowing people to constantly, and I'm being careful with my choice of words, sort you out does not put you under any obligation. You see, you know that, Charlie, this is what I am supposed to do. And once you know what you are supposed to do, see, you are rich. You are rich in your own capacity. Because 1, nobody comes to flex you. 2, nobody comes to tell you what to do and when to do. When you call that man to come and sort you out and they think, oh, I'm busy, and they can't come around, it means that per your schedule, that thing has to be on hold. So there are people who took up training, lessons, and other things ordinarily because somebody had to push them with their attitude. Something must push you. The one who is helping you solve your problem and is ready to always solve your problem should do something that will make you uncomfortable and say, Kai, I have to know how to do this. So I'll share this with you, very personal. My mom is a great cook, very great cook. So when you cook for my mom and she tells you that, oh, dear, they know that, Charlie, you have hit 100 over 100. Currently, I'm not staying with my mom. And the least things I do constantly on a normal day is to cook. I don't. Because you see, the woman has a standard. And any other thing you offer her is below standard. But for some time now, my mom is not around. For the past 6 or 7 months, I've been living alone with my sisters. And I cook. And you know, those times when you go to the kitchen, you want to help my mom. Oh, and yes, no, that's not how it's done. And why have you chopped the onions like this? I want it cubic. I don't want it sliced. And she'll be doing a lot of things, and I'll be listening. Then one time I just told her that, why does she make me feel like cooking is rocket science? That's because she does it in a certain way. If I don't do it like that, then it means my cooking is cool. My listeners, of late, when my sisters come down and they come back from work and I have sorted the food out, they say, hey, we are challenging mama. Because see, it just took an absence. It just took the fact that I needed to just get this thing down. The space where she exited gave me another opportunity to tap into something that I thought. So when people are saying, when you are going to marry, the woman does not know how to, I say, hey, cooking is not rocket science. So the more you do it, the more you perfect the art. And that's one thing my mom kept saying. It is an art. Today you do, there'll be more salt. Tomorrow you gauge the salt more. Then you do and that is it. There is nothing about the same. So now you're listening and thinking, what is she saying? That thing that you are struggling with, that thing that you wish that you can always do, but you don't. I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions about it. Do you want to try it? Do you want to give it a shot? Just like I gave a shot at cooking. Please, one of these days, I'll bring my dishes to the studio, and you will see and taste. Dominic will taste and give his final verdict.
Yeah, no.
And your magic we're solid. This is not monosodium food, Charlie. And so I think to it and so imagine I was doing this thing for like probably some years back. Oh, I would have been rubbing shoulders with my mom. It's time to push yourself a little hard. It's time to get uncomfortable with everybody solving every problem for you. It's time to say, can I figure this out myself? I'll be fine. I think I can do this. And it's time to snap out of that laziness, add a little bit of effort, add a little bit of commitment, and be willing. Please, in your line of wanting to be thought, please, willingness, commitment, and bringing your ego down, because there are times that you have to relax for the person. You don't know, so you have to keep quiet and let them teach you. And that's the part that a lot of people do not like. And we think that those who offer to solve our problems rather are the ones who love us. Because have you done the assignment? Oh no, I've not done it. Oh, I have. Can you send it to me? Shh. The person sends to you. By the time you realize, in the next 2 minutes, it's in your inbox. All you have to do is to print out. You call Kofi. Have you done the assignment? Yes. I think I have some few challenges. Can you help me? Okay. Then the person says, so all that the question is demanding is that you list the advantage and disadvantage. I hope you understand. We are rather angry with the second guy who says that the question says just put down advantages and disadvantages. And we are happy with the guy who says that, oh, I can sort you out. It's in your inbox. Send me an email and I'll send it. We'll be right back. Do you have comments?
Not yet.
Okay. So we are talking about how easy and which option is always healthy. For us, we are human beings. I won't lie about it. Who will see honey dripping from the sky and say they will not take? The options are palatable. They look good. They are juicy. And it will make you salivate. The option of wanting to be taught what to do does not always look nice. But the end is what matters. At the end of the day, you know that I am a victor. I went through this with all these challenges, with all these setbacks, and I've been able to make some strides. We'll be back. Okay, so this morning we are talking spoon feeding galore. Do you like to be fed? Which option will you always go with? To be fed or not to be fed? Do you want to be fed sometimes, or are you there all the time? Somebody must put spoon in your mouth. Are you being spoon fed as a Christian? And sometimes I get it's fine. It's a duty of an intercessor. Everything, please pray for me. I say, now what are you praying for yourself? Can you see? There's absolutely nothing wrong with brethren assisting you in prayer. But you see, Dominic, and the periods that you know that this guy is just becoming a lazy boy.
Yeah, some people don't even try it
to pray themselves.
They don't.
All they know is that since there are people praying, standing in the gap for us,
exactly,
let's give them our intentions.
Because that sometimes they describe the issue and say, no, this thing.
It's like when you pray, you don't need assistance.
But what can you do?
Yeah, what can we do? And we are not even telling people the truth anyway.
Exactly.
See, you can look into that brother and say, brother, you got to wake up and start praying at dawn.
And
stop that laziness and say, pray for me, pray for me. See, don't get us wrong. We don't have problem praying for you. They say we should help one another pray. Standing in the gap is part of our duty. Mm-hmm. But you see, there are times that you know that you are stuck, then they just want to table some motion. And this is what we have become, spoon-fed Christians.
Yeah.
Spoon-fed Christians. There are times that I used to think that, do I even hear from God? Because you see, there are people who make it hundios. Yeah. Like, okay, before you hear from God, you should have attained this level in your Christian growth. But you see, there's a way that God reveals himself to each and every one of us.
Yeah.
Dominic's God's revelation of himself to Dominic is different from mine. Yeah. And so if you don't get to invest time, effort, know that this is a man you want to know more. Mm-hmm. How does he talk to me? And you expect that Dominic should come and tell you that today when you pray and you walk on the street of Newtown, somebody in a pink shirt will approach you. And that's a sign that you should go for that job. Then that means we are doing ourselves a disservice as Christians. Yeah. We have been fed way too long. Mm-hmm. Parents are spoon feeding their children each step along the way. Mm-hmm. Even as countrymen here in Ghana, we want everything to be done for us. There are things that are within our power, even as citizens. It's our mandate and it's an obligation as citizens to do things ourselves. But just because in the past it was done for us, and that's it. Yeah. There are times we do not even want to expend labor or even the minutest form of effort into the things. I sit here and I say that you would have been shocked that this thing was as easy as you never anticipated. Mm-hmm. Open the computer more around that. And you see somebody knows computer, but literally just realize that there's an easy way to do this. There's an easy way to this. There's an easy way to do it. Like this is what this person was flexing me all along with. See, we have the power. It's time to reframe your perspective on the things you can do. It's time to look at the fact that there's nothing wrong with being spoon-fed. Sometimes you are saddled with a lot of responsibilities. So you need somebody to sort that thing out for you so that you can do A, B, and C. But is it becoming a habit that everything you want it to be done for you? You have what it takes to be independent when it comes to the problems that comes your way. And you have the ability to be self-reliant when it comes to the problems and the solutions that you are willing to apply to your situation. Not being under anybody's obligation is a luxury. Knowing that you can do something and do it well because you asked for help and you were taught, and now you know what it is to do A, B, and C is an advantage for you. Which option is healthy? Getting the work done for you, or doing the work, or being taught to do the work? The choice is yours. Make a healthy choice this week. As part of your to-do list, make it a plan that whatever was done for you, can you ask that person to assist you in another regard by teaching you? If they are unwilling, know that at least you tried. But can we just not get too comfortable knowing that there's someone who is ready to solve those problems for us? An instant help from somebody to solve your problem, rather to teach you, is a warning that you should beware. Because guess what? There'll be times that they'll not be around, and you'll be the one who would rather be disadvantaged. Thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure connecting with you. And try as much as possible to push yourself. Look at the goals you set for this year. Is there any effort on your part to teach yourself something new and not to be spoon-fed? Keep hope alive. Keep trying things. Do not be afraid of making mistakes, because in the process of being taught, you make mistakes. People will see that, so this one you can't convert Word to PDF. And that alone is going to be like, your ego has been bruised. But know that at the end of the day, knowledge is not ever taken from anybody. And it's the power. Thank you so much. And I'm off here. Bye.